Hello everyone and welcome to part 16 of our playthrough of Beacon Pines. We are unraveling the mystery bit by bit, finding the true Beacon Pines. Let's get into it.
The source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow.
His father's
His numb
grave.
hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time, I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. You ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give him the slip like that, man? What if I couldn't find you yet, jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh, Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yeah, Jesus.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide, man. $259 Kelvin. Fall off distance still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry, man. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who love them will never know the truth. The truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, man. Don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Ooh, swaggy dancing. Weirdo. Here I thought I was a jerk, man. These dinguses are out there literally dancing on
Luca
graves.
stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, man, that's a bad break. Here's some
Iggy
advice.
gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey, who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, man, crying like some pushover. Who are you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luke Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover, man. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah, man. Kurt and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? That mentions something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awful valuable to perennial harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate would happen to the precious source, wouldn't it, man? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. Oh yes, the good old snatch and smash.
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for challenge, man. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Let's go find the source.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. 2 faint seams were visible along the surface.
Manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it. It can get awful colored there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rolo? And where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh heavens no, do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Ah, shucks, now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Ooh. This way, back to town. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story, man. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids, you know. The good stuff, man. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another, man.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
The flaming chicken coop. No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yup, that was me, man. Just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So might underestimated things, you know. You blew up the chicken coop. I prefer to think of this as an incendiary ready decoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces, man. Rolo got grounded for months. Which is, you know, why I needed to stash the evidence to lay low, man. So I buried them under that tree. But when I came back for them later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Let's go blow up some stuff, eat Megu. Oh. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash bio. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who's in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to hang at something myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast off, loser. Oh, let's go this way. Crooked. Just like this whole thing in place, man. Got a crooked spoon. Go this way? No. It's only this. Let's see.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo, 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 echo. Whoa. I see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole, man? I think this is it. This is the source. This is the source? But it's a dang hole, man. How do we smash a hole? Oh, it's Kerr. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr? Where's Rolo? Oh, I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Rats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a dozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined...
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge or something, man? Oh heavens no, my role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various, complications. Complications like us? Huh, you are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy likey dude. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happens to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras, ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Smart's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you, man. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop it. Let's not do something regrettable. Jokes on you, man. Regret is one of my specialties. Just out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop it, you fool. All of you goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll hand these two from here. Oh.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What? Like
With a
this?
nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Iggy, what have you done? Please no. Ooh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side.
Oh, shit.
Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child. What have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening. If you do that, Clippers will just haul us up and snag us both, man. The only way to get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing it, the look on your face almost makes it worth it, man. Mr. Kerr, you had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas
With a
Young.
wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Wow, man, can you believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No, can you? No, can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
Oh, this is some deep stuff. I'm not his friend, man. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Just like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies, man. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. It makes sense for Zor to fall together. What I can do is travels in pack.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this, man.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Luca had no choice but to. Are we going to accept Iggy's request?
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet
Some
blink,
dark stuff.
Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
We killed him. No.
The 2 silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
We sacrificed him. What's going on with all the fireworks? Hitler for goodbye, Iggy. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempus liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gong that makes things cold and the fireworks make the whole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shall think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
Yes, we do. It'll take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has a role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you're going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder. Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
So what can we do? We can go to Fire and Ice, and we can hum instead of weep. So let's try that. In the stillness, he began to hum.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud.
Please don't blow us up, Granny. It would make
Gran lowered the torch,
very
listening
sad.
closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation. The incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees.
What? That seems, of course, if she's older, she's hard to recognize, but
Something about her was undeniably his mother. Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom?
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go and why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want, and they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We got a party to crash. concrete went catatonic. Poor guy. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9.
And with that, my dear friends, we'll end today's episode. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.
Hey there, and thanks for watching. Please leave a like and a subscribe. I've been YoungishSpoon. See you next time.